Hello everyone. We are back from our vacation. We've had an extra week or so. It's been 3 weeks, about 22 days actually, since I did the big feeding here in Dick, and I want to take today to go through and look and see how good old Dexter is doing. See how much of the food he ate. Gave him a pretty good um, feeding. They're pretty heavy. Anyway, let's see how we did. Dick is our one shoebox, and then Jane is the other shoebox. And we've got still, you can see there's still a lot of cardboard that Dick didn't get to. Maybe he was wishing that he was on vacation with us. And let's just go through here a little bit and see what we've got. I hope everybody's having a great day. The weather here is getting really nice. Let's see, we gave them avocados. So let's see if we have a Patrick avocado. Tuck that out. Come on. How do you get yours to go out there, Patrick? Oh, feels nicely moist. Remember, this is just a shoebox, so 20 worms in a shoebox looks massive compared to being in something else. But you can see they look pretty good. They look pretty happy. So let's just tuck them back in there. Wait, let me just do a little. This is turnip greens that I've mushed. Okay, boys, back in the hole. Okay, hang on there. That probably isn't a great idea, but hey, what the heck. Yep, I'm seeing lots of worms. When you're dealing with like little things, sometimes these forks are really nice because they get everybody. You can turn it without hurting them. Looks like little pieces of coffee filter. Can't remember adding that in there. I can feel the grit. Nice consistency. Oh, nice worms. Good worms. Nice little babies. Nobody huge. You know, when you're dealing with things this small, this area this small, they're all red wigglers. But and the way you can tell they're red wigglers is you can see their yellow tail, which does that make sense at all? Don't you think they should be called yellow wigglers? I think if women name things, we have more logical names. There's a nice, pretty little worm. I won't say it's wet. It feels nicely moist, but it doesn't. None of it feels really wet, which is great. So what I want to do is, because this is all fresh again, I just redid this whole thing about 5-6 weeks ago. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put down just a little bit of cardboard, just a little bit more, a little more bedding. And then I'm going to put down a nice amount of this turnip greens. By the way, I must be getting the word out because my another neighbor came over and she said, "Do you guys like turnip greens?" And Rick said, "Yeah." And I was feeling under the weather, and so I said, "Well, if you take them, you have to deal with them." So these were fresh turnip greens, and of course, anybody who knows, I mean, they're just full of sand. And so he had to soak them a few times, get the sand off, and then he had to take the vein out of the center, and I mean, it was a huge amount. So I said, just put it in a bag and stick it in the freezer. So I froze it, and then I thawed it, and I didn't get a chance to deal with it, so I stuck it back in the freezer. And then the next day, I put it through the NutriBullet, and I mean, you can see it comes with its own juice. So anyway, what I wanted to do was I wanted to lay down some leaves. These are leaves that I brought back from Williamsburg, and these were actually in front of Bruton Parish. And for those of you who watched my video, you know exactly where I was. And these are maple leaves, I think. They look like maple leaves. Smaller. They were much redder whenever I picked them up, and every time I picked them up I kept saying, these are for Patrick. Those of you who don't know, Patrick has a channel, and it's called Vermiculture Learned by Doing, and he lives near Tampa, Florida, and I'm in Windermere, Florida, so we're kind of like sort of neighbors, you know, hour and a half apart. I'm going to give it a little bit more. This is probably more than they really need. But let me just tuck that down there and give it a little bit of liquid. There we go. And then on top of that, I'm going to give them some eggshell. I've been buying brown eggs, and aren't they the prettiest eggshells? It has like that brown and white look to it. So give them a little bit of that, and I'm going to give them a little bit of, this is oatmeal and cornmeal that's been pulverized. And then I'm going to put some coffee grounds on top of that. So that really ought to stir things up. And like I said, it's been 3 weeks. And now 3 weeks will take us to the end of the month, somewhere around December 1st, if we let them go that long. And this is really getting high. You can see these, my air holes it's pretty much to the top of the air holes. So that's really it. And then what I wanted to do was just take another coffee filter and lay that on top. And everything in here is so wet. Maybe I'll just pour this on top of it. That'll really wet things down. Let's see who comes to the top first. Okay. I didn't have to do that. I could have just used rainwater or worm tea or something like that. But anyway, that's it. That's all there is to it. By the way, the eggshell was put on there because it's grit, and the worms don't have teeth, they don't have a stomach, they have a crop, and then they go into a gizzard. And so it's like taking two rocks and rubbing it together. Anything that gets in between those two rocks is going to get worn apart and broken down. And then it can go into their intestines, out through their poop, and wow, we have gold. So that's it. That's all I wanted to show you, and let you know that Dick didn't go hungry and eat all of his food and then, you know, have to eat his poop again, and which worms do, by the way. If you don't keep providing food for them, they'll just keep reprocessing what you've given them until it gets sticky. And then they're adding, you know, it's like they're adding their own urine back into it, and they're adding everything back into it. And, you know, that's, you know, you don't want to eat your own poop, so neither do the worms. Anyway, I wanted to show you some castings that I had that I just harvested from Jack and Jill, and I'll show you that later. But I mean, there's really nice castings. So anyway, that's it. Garden what you've got, And I hope you guys will watch, and I hope you'll watch till the end if you would, please. And if you could give me a thumbs up, it would be really appreciated. I'm trying to get to 3,000 watched hours, and I'm having the hardest time. Today is 3 years and 2 months I've been doing this. So as much fun as it is, it's always fun to reach the next level. So anyway, thank you everybody, and I hope I see you back next time. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.